let's build an agent using OpenAI Agent Builder that can categorize the question into session, community, or everything else. If this is a session, then session agent will going to handle, otherwise community handle, and if not, then no response. But what this agent is actually going to do? So we are going to use the chat kit of OpenAI, and we are going to have this chat interface. It's entirely given by the chat kit, and now I'm going to ask the question. So this question will go into our agent builder, and this agent will going to run and execute each and every step, and once we have everything set up, then it will going to give me an answer in a nice widget with the photo of the person. So let's build entire thing and understand the OpenAI Agent Builder from scratch to this level. To get started with the OpenAI Agent Builder, first you need to head over to platform.openai.com/agentbuilder, and here you can just click on this create button. Once you go there, then you will land to this canvas, and by the way, you can press command and scroll your mouse to zoom in and zoom out on this canvas. Now if you just look into the left panel, we have different nodes. So each thing is a node. So start node, my agent is the agent node. Okay, so I can click on any node and I can press delete button to delete the node. Now if I need to add a new node, I can drag it, and then new node can be from any of this. So let's start with the agent. So this was previously given. Now when I click on any node, I get information about this node. So if I click on the agent, you can see I can name it. So my first agent, and then we can define the description. You are helpful agent to give answer about OpenAI only. So now this is a very nice agent. So this is done. How can we test it? So if you go on the top right, you can see we have two buttons, publish and preview. Now if I click on the preview, this can give me the chat interface where I can start with this agent which we have created. Now let's ask who is the CEO. Now I have not talked about anything. I just said you need to give information about the OpenAI. So in a theory it should say Sam Altman, and when I say CEO, so oops, CRO, so I can say who is the CEO. Now this time it should give me the Sam Altman as the name, and you can see yes, but it says as of latest update October 2024, because the model we are using here is having a cutoff knowledge of October 2024. How we can fix it? So we can just click on this close preview, and then we can click here, and then you can see we have the model. We can select different model as per our need, but here I can add a tool, and this time I'm going to add a web search tool. Here I'm going to define search only on these websites, like I can define like these 5 and 10 websites you need to always search. I can also define the location, region, city. It's up to us. Now I'm not defining anything. I want full web search, and this time if I once again go who is the CEO, now this time it's going to do the web search if it needed. And finally, after doing a web search, we can see as of October 11 2025, it knows today's date, and we are getting the correct answer. Right now our agent is just answering from the web search, but instead what we want to give the answer from the file we provide. So instead of doing this, what we can do, we can upload the file, and from this file we can get answer. Now about this AI bootstrapper community which we are running here in Indore, and it's a really awesome community. We have the community related events. So 11 October event, then we have a first ever event and a Bhopal event, and all the events related files I have added which have the information about the event. So I say events data. Now I'm going to click on attach. So for this agent, these three files are added. Now since we have added the sessions information, let's call this as session agent, and here we have the data, and now I say you are a helpful agent to give answer about the sessions. Simple. Now let's click on the preview again and ask what was the first ever event. Now this time it's going to search on the file itself. So see, it has some reasoning, searching on the file, and now it will give me the answer about the events of AI bootstrapper community. And you can see it is here. It's like first ever event was on 23 of August. Great. So this is the agent which is just going to give information about the sessions and how the sessions, when the sessions was given and when was the event for particular session. Okay, now I want to add another AI agent. So let's add an agent, and instead of adding here I can just add, let's just pull it. Yeah, I'm not doing anything. So right now I can have this connection, I can click on this connection and delete the connection, and now I can make the connection to the new agent I have. This time I'm going to call this as community agent, because now I'm going to upload file which is just having the information about the community, not about the session. So about community. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach the file to the community agent only. So now let's ask about the community. What is the community all about? Now this is the question I'm asking. Now you can see this community agent get activated, and from this agent it is searching the file, getting the answer, and finally we get the answer. It's a global community of first AI first maker, founder, builder, blah blah, lot of amazing things. Okay, now let's ask this question about the session. So what was the first ever session? So let's see how this is going to respond, because we don't have the information about the sessions for this community agent. It will give the information randomly, and it's not actually random. So in the community file it was written that the AI Pe Charcha meetup was held. So it is taking the meetup event as the session event. So which is obviously kind of true but not exactly true, because we want the big event information on the community. Okay, so how do we define that when the user is asking about the community and when it's asking about the session? Looks a nice question. So what we can do, we can add a middle agent here. This agent will going to categorize. So I can say categorize, and this agent will just going to do the categorization for the prompt. So you're a helpful assistant for AI bootstrapper community. Categorize whether the message, or maybe I can say query, is about the session or about the community. For this, since this is not a very huge task, I'm going to use GPT-5 Nano, very low, and I don't need any kind of reasoning capability. It's not like a huge task to provide the reasoning ability. And then in the output format, I'm going to define as a JSON, so that I will say I just need two things. Either it has a session or community. So this is two things. If the query is about session and if the query is about community, these two properties, this agent will only going to respond. So let's ask once again, and remember, these two agents are still not yet connected, only one. So let's see who took the session about the notebook LLM. So see, this categorize agent worked, and it has actually given session, and session is having all these information what exactly we are talking about, but community is empty. Now let's ask next question, where this community is super active. Now if I ask this question, it's going to give session as empty, and in the community it will elaborate like what exactly this is going to ask. So we can take this information and then redirect our agent to different other agent. But how do we categorize and redirect? Remember, we have a logic, if else logic. So what we can do, we can use this node, and I can connect this node to category node. Good. And then here I will say, I will open by clicking here, and I will say if we have, I just clicked here and this pops up, and I say output parsed if it is a string or if it is a community else. So we have two options, and third is if both are not true. So if we have a session or if we have a, what's that, community. Now we can rename them. So we can say, hey, this is has session, has community. Okay, now if it has session, we can connect this to session agent. If it is having the community related information, then connect to community agent. Let's ask. Now what I'm going to ask is who is taking session on notebook LM. So it just categorized that it's about the session, and then if else says that, hey, this is a session, so I will go to the session agent, and now session agent will looking into all of the files we have uploaded, and here once everything is done, then we get the answer like Ashish Kolkar sir. Good, that's great. Now let's ask about the community. So where this community is super active, it's about the community. So you can see this one community agent node is activated in a blue border. So it has done that. Now it's searching inside the file we have uploaded, and now it says super active on WhatsApp, join 500 plus AI makers. Wow, that's really great. Okay, what if I say who is the PM of India? Now I'm asking a random question which is neither a session nor a community. Then what happened? It is stuck because we have not defined what's going to happen if it is the else part. So let's close the preview and then again add an agent, and this agent will be here, and this agent will say no response. Okay, here I just write this: you are a helpful assistant who can politely and calmly respond to the user that you can't help on this category and end the communication. Again I don't want anything, so I will use a GPT-5 Nano. I'll just say minimal and nothing else. Finally, after this, I can say end, and here this is going to be ended. By the way, it will be ended for every other node also. Okay, like this. So finally, we have created a new agent system, which is something like this. Great. Okay, so let's ask one more time. Final, who is the PM of India? I'm asking this question, and it should calmly and politely respond that, hey, I cannot. But you can see it is something bad happened. It actually gave me the answer, Narendra Modi. Okay, so something is wrong. Then how do I then debug it? This is really important in OpenAI Agent Builder. So to debug this, you can go to the platforms/openai.com/logs, and here on the responses, we can see we have this response which is providing all the information. Now if I go here, the assistant is actually having session and community both is having some information, and that's why it first took the session because it matches first, and then it actually ran this session agent which actually did the work and replied to the agent. This is not good. So what we need to do here is we need to just tweak the categorize instruction, and this is going to be helpful. So what this button says what we'd like to change. I want to only reply to queries related to sessions or about the community. So sessions of the community or about or information about the community and nothing else. So let's click on update, and what it's going to do, it's going to generate the instructions for us, and this one is real magic. And once we have done with that, then we have very nice response. You can see not response but the instruction, and this instruction is really detailed, which is really useful. Okay, so once done, let's once again ask who is the PM of India. I just said this, and now you can see it says session empty, community sorry, I only respond about related to session and community, and the answer, oh, it's giving the answer of Narendra Modi. But where it came from? It came from, again, community agent. So here also we need to say, and we need to update this prompt. So see, community agent prompt doesn't have anything. So here we need to write an instruction, and instead of writing, I can get generated by this, and this time it's going to generate the instruction for this community agent, which is very specific and not going to answer outside of the community. And same let's do with the session. So I'm going to generate the instruction for session agent also. Great. So every agent is done, everything is autosave. By the way, let's ask who is the PM of India. Let's hope for the best and see what's going to happen. Categorize, not session, not community, and it just respond that, hey, as of last knowledge, where it goes to the no response. Okay, so this is the next big thing. So close it, and let's do here also. So you're helpful who can calmly and politely respond that I cannot reply. So this also to be generated, and instruction is generating, that's done. And final thing, who is the PM of India? Now let's see what's going to happen. Session is empty, community is empty, no response, sorry I cannot respond, and boom, we have done that. Wow, so that was so great. Now let's ask that question of who is taking the session on Notebook LM. This time, instead of getting just the text, we can get the widget also. So right now you can see we are getting this text response, and on the end note we are getting the output text as this. Now instead of this, what if we can provide the widget? And how we provide the widget? We can, not here, so I'm going to delete this end note because then I want the session agent to reply. The output format will not be going to be the text, instead it's going to be a chat kit widget. Now what that is, so I'm going to select this, click on the widget, and I don't know what widget is, so let's go on, click create. It opened another thing which is called widget.chatkit.studio. Here you can describe what kind of widget you can create, but we have some automated already built widget. So we have a lot of widget, we can just go and check out, or we can just select one widget, open in the widget editor. If you want, you can change anything, and then just click on download. Now if I click on save, it gets saved. I already have there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on upload and go to download section, and event session widget is here. Now you can see this image is not available because that image was demo from the OpenAI, so it's there but not available here. Don't worry, every data will be replaced with the data it's getting from the AI agent. So I can just close it, everything is done, click on the preview, and once again I'll say who took the session on the Notebook LM, and you can see quickly categorized. If else moved it to session agent. Session agent is looking into the files, and once everything is done, then we get information in the widget form. That's so great. Now how we get this image? So what happened is, in the file I have actually uploaded the file to a website, and that's why, if I can show you, is this is the website, and I said like all the speakers images are available here, and I have added that in the files I have uploaded already. Great. So this is how you can add the widget. I still have some problem with the AI agent we have created. So what happened is, first of all, it taking a lot of time on the session agent to read and respond. So what I can do, first of all, I can change the model from GPT-5 to GPT-5 Nano or Mini. Second, I don't want to see this if else, I don't want to see this category section, and maybe I don't want to see the file search. I'm not sure. And why I'm having this JSON here. So let's debug all these things and make this agent perfect. First of all, if I click on the categorize agent, I can click on the more, and here you can see it says display response in chat. If I turn it off, then the response from the categorize agent will not going to be visible. So let's ask this once again. This time you can see it says categorize is having information. Oh, interesting. So this will not going to be available once you publish the app or the agent. So since we have actually not published, so that's why it's giving every information, but once you publish it, then it will not be available. Okay. Second, remember, I need to just change the model. So I'm going to use the change model to Nano 2025, and this is going to be super fast, and once again ask the same question, and this time it should be faster, and you can see it is really faster. I'm getting super fast response. Great, that's so amazing. So I have added that and everything is good. If you want, you can use mini model also. It's up to you, and that's how you can work with the agent in the AI agent, OpenAI Agent Builder. But now is the time to publish the app, because when we publish, then remember we said that the categorize section should not be available in the chat window. So that's why we have to publish it. But before publish, you can see you can name it or rename it. I'm going to say for tutorial, I click on rename, and then we can also have a delete duplicate, so you can duplicate it so that you can have extended form or something like that. Then once it is done, then we can click on this code section where we can get the code for agent kit. Now what the agent kit is, how it is work, how it works with the agent SDK, we will going to work and learn about it very soon. But right now you can see we have the code available here. And finally, we can click on publish to actually publish our workflow. So if I click on workflow publish, then it will be available in API calls and are versioned for easy tracking. That means once you have changed something, you publish it, it will be called V1. Then you change something and again publish it, it will be called V2. So that if something is wrong with the V3, let's say, you can easily get back to the V2 or V1 as per your need. So that's how you just click on publish, and this will be available right on your API call. So we have this workflow ID. We are going to use this workflow ID to use this workflow in the chat kit. So guys, this is really amazing and so simple that anyone can get started by building so complex AI agent using the OpenAI Agent Builder. Now, the ChatKit version or the ChatKit implementation of this AI agent system we have created will be on the next part of this video. So check the description or check out somewhere, you will find the link for the next video. We will going to talk about the chat kit and how you can implement it. Until and unless, if you have any question, let me know in the comment section, and let me also know how you like this. And don't worry at all, this is not a replacement for Zapier, N8N or make.com. It's kind of that, but it's more of building the AI agent, not every kind of workflow which is possible obviously in the N8N Zapier thing. So if any video says like, hey, OpenAI Agent Builder just killed N8N, so that video is just a clickbait. Don't think about that, don't worry about that video, because this channel, the Bitfumes channel, give you the videos which you really need to understand in the AI world. If you have any question, you can just email me at sarthak@bitfumes.com. You can visit my website sarthaksavvy.com. You will get to know more about me, and we will see in the next video about OpenAI ChatKit implementation of this workflow. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.